Today, we will be discussing how to prepare our children to become narcissist repellents in childhood when dealing with young bullies, and in adulthood when dealing with adult bullies, aka narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths, along with other toxic individuals. Did you know that there are specific things we as parents can do to raise strong, self-respected, and wise children? As adults, we are the product of our childhood parenting unless we get the help we need to change. In Proverbs 22:6, we are told to train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. Let's give our children a head start to becoming people that toxic individuals do not want to mess with. The first way to narc-proof your children is to provide adequate and appropriate attention. Children have an innate need to be seen, heard, and validated. Overall, they need to feel like they are cared about and matter. Without attention, children grow up looking to be validated in other ways. If there is an extreme neglect in the home, children will grow up without a solid sense of identity, and if they steer in the way of being toxic, they will attempt to get this attention and validation through sadistic means. Other consequences are the use of substances, sex, and relationships to fill a void that their parents did not fill when they were children. Essentially, we as parents, we have to be there to give our children their self-image. This is done through encouragement, validation, and the setting of boundaries. Through this, children learn that they have a place in the world and begin to see themselves in a positive light. This paves the way for them to grow up and develop into a mature adult. On the other hand, abuse and neglect stunts the child's personality, causing them to be emotionally arrested at the age of trauma, as being neglected, abused, and abandoned is registered to the senses of a child as being traumatic. We also want to make sure that we bring balance to this, because making too much over a child and smothering them with your love and attention in an unbalanced way can also cause them to become toxic when they are older. Balance is key. Providing adequate and appropriate attention and validation to a child can assist in serving as a buffer to toxic individuals later on. This is because they have a healthy sense of what a safe and genuine relationship looks and feels like, as it was demonstrated to them as a child. Adults are a product of their childhood unless there is intervention in the form of self-exploration, therapy, and/or education. Simple ways to meet this need is to play with your children. Look into their eyes when they are speaking. Gently smiling at them for no reason. Completing an arts and craft project together. Tickling, wrestling, telling them that you love them just as they are. Telling them that one day they will change the world in their own way. Telling them that there is greatness inside of them. Complimenting them when they do something right or achieve a goal. Attending their games and pointing out how great they did at the game, or having lunch with them at school. The second way to narc-proof your children is by validating their feelings even when we don't understand. Invalidation is definitely one of the main tools of a narcissist. What better way to narc-proof your child than to validate their feelings and thoughts even when you don't understand? To accept them as they are, even in difficult situations. This sounds something like, "Mom, I'm really upset because my sister called me a name." You then say, "It's not a big deal, honey." When they reply back, "But it hurt my feelings," you validate them by saying something like, "I hear you. You sound really mad about that. Tell me what happened." In this situation, this is not something that will be a big deal to you. But instead of convincing the child of that again, you validate what they are feeling and attempt to explore their feelings. Many times, just validating a person in general makes them feel better, as they now feel understood. This will assist in narc-proofing your child because they will notice when they are being silenced in conversation with toxic individuals. Personality disordered individuals love to downplay the hurt they caused you when you try to explain it. They will attempt to justify it and gaslight you. This is done to confuse you and render you powerless. A child who has learned to listen to what they are feeling will not fall for gaslighting as an adult. They trust themselves more than they trust anyone else. You did this as you continue to validate their feelings as a child. You grounded them within themselves, which caused them to listen to that voice and the feelings associated with that voice inside that says, ouch, that hurt. Something is not right about that. This will absolutely save them from time-wasting individuals and relationships. Number 3, help them to respect the boundaries of others and teach them the importance of having and enforcing their own boundaries. Boundaries are so essential in life in general, and this is a primary way a toxic person operates. Children who are taught boundaries as a child grow up to be more balanced and is able to accept boundaries in general. When we teach our children boundaries and have conversations about why certain things are inappropriate, we are setting the framework as to what they will and won't accept in life and relationships. Therefore, when a toxic friend or love potential enters their life, your child will immediately wave this person as a red flag because toxic people constantly disregard the boundaries of others. Teaching boundaries to your children will also set them up to notice and choose healthy relationships and friendships. The more they are choosing healthy people to do life with, the more a narcissist will stay away because there will be too much common sense and truth in that circle. This support system that your child will choose will cause narcissists to run the other way. They cannot stand their target having a positive and healthy support system. Number 4, educate your children on covert bullying. It is imperative in this day and age that we teach our children various methods of bullying. There's a storybook called My Secret Bully. It is about a school-age child who was being bullied by her so-called friend. This book is good to read to your child because it demonstrates the covert ways the child in the book was being bullied, hence the name Secret Bully. Towards the end of the story, it also shows how the target of the bullying was able to stand up for herself. Teach your children about manipulation and point out when they are using manipulation to get their own way. This will bring them more awareness as to what manipulation looks like. If your child is being bullied or someone is being unjustly cruel to your child, talk to them about the situation and label and explain the tactics used by the bully. What we don't know hurts us. And just because your child is young, please do not assume that they cannot comprehend what you are saying. Set them up with the knowledge that you have in ways that they can articulate. Many of us, including myself, wish our parents would have sat down with us and had these difficult but needful conversations. Research and teach your child ways to appropriate their boundaries as well. Taking self-defense classes and having your child meet with a therapist who works with children are excellent ways of taking care of your child's mental health and building their self-esteem. Number 5, healthy touch. This is so important. In fact, researchers have concluded that nurturing is essential for the brain to associate human contact with pleasure. This association is one of the primary foundations of empathy, in that we connect first through soothing touch and shared smiles. It has been founded that babies raised in orphanages fear touch and look to avoid it as the need for touch was not met. This can only be reversed through loving and consistent touch, which is often found once these children are placed in a safe and loving environment. But some children never overcome it. When we embrace our children, they learn that their world and the environment around them is safe. When this is done consistently throughout their childhood, they are better able to quickly discern unhealthy forms of touch throughout their lives. When children are void of friendly touch, they are much more prone to predators who can harm them. Again, this is a need that children have that need to be met in appropriate ways as a child. If not, they will seek or settle for unhealthy ways to get this need met. Safe touch from parents give them the foundation of what healthy touch looks and feels like, which will, in consequence, alert them when someone is touching them in inappropriate ways. This is all I have for today, guys. If you would like to see more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, comment below if you have any other tips. Let's set our children up for greatness and help them to avoid toxic relationships when they grow up. As always, you are absolutely loved and accepted. You matter. Until next time.